Hello everybody, welcome back to Ruben Tech, and today I'm going to give you the lowdown on why Elon Musk telling MAGA to go F themselves in the face, as well as calling them a lot of other bad things, why it truly bothers me so much. So first of all, let's go ahead and we'll just recap on this. If you haven't been living under a rock the past week, I'm sure that you saw all this. It started over on X like a week ago, and it basically had to do with H-1B visas. And so here we had something where Steve Mackey writes, stop trying to optimize something that shouldn't exist. He's quoting Elon from this thing, and then he's saying, let's optimize H-1B visas. Now, I want you to know right up front that every post I'm going to show you, I will call it out if it isn't, but virtually every post I'm going to show you is from a conservative, what you would call a right-wing account, or even specifically a MAGA account. So Steve Mackey is MAGA. And so to this post, then there was an entire article written, so I brought this up. Elon turns MAGA civil war nuclear. F yourselves in the face. So to that post, I just showed you from Steve Mackey, who is MAGA, Elon Musk wrote, the reason I'm in America, along with so many critical people who built SpaceX, Tesla, and hundreds of other companies that made America strong is because of H-1B. Take a big step back and beep yourself in the face. I will go to war on this issue, the likes of which you cannot, blah, 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 blah. So that's Elon telling MAGA to go F themselves in the face. And real shortly, I want to go through some more things, but I'm going to tell you what really bothers me about this. Okay? What actually truly bothers me about this. So we got that out of the way. Let's go ahead and play through this a little bit here. We'll start up with Patrick Casey. So basically, Autism Capital, this is a big account on X that Elon follows. You know, they all pretend like they're these autistic guys. I don't know if they're on the spectrum or not. It's like everybody's on the spectrum. That's why it's called a spectrum. But anyways, Autism Capital tweeted out, so basically the right has split into two factions, tech right and right. Now, you know who right is. Right is MAGA, because that's who they're arguing with. They're not tech right. Tech right is the elite right, okay? And the tech right is like, hey, we need H-1B visa people to do the jobs. And the right was like, no, you need to hire Americans. And the tech right is like, yeah, but you guys are, you can see the word up there. I don't want to say it on here. I don't know if you can say it on YouTube. And so he has some more stuff on there. But Elon Musk says that pretty much sums it up. Now, Patrick Casey is MAGA. This is a MAGA guy. And he writes, tonight, Elon Musk agreed with the post calling Americans, that word. Not only is this untrue, compare the average IQ in America to India, but it reveals a deep contempt for the American people. Me thinks the immigrant billionaire should reconsider this path. It is anti-MAGA. Patrick Casey being MAGA. And Autism Capital, again, clearly splitting the right into two factions, right? Tech right, the elite people who are hiring people, right? They're the ones who are creating jobs. And then the right, who are just these regular old Americans, MAGA, who are stupid, because I don't want to use the other word. And then you had Vivek Ramaswamy coming in, and he's basically tearing apart the entire idea of MAGA. So what he's talking about here, American culture, is what MAGA refers to when they're saying, let's make America great again. This is what they want to get back to, and he's just ripping this to shred. And I mean, the thing about this is you got to realize he didn't go through this. He was born into a very well-to-do family, everything handed to him on a silver spoon. So when you hear this, don't think that he went through this. This is what he wants you to go through. Vivek writes, the reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word, culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. Our American culture has venerated mediocrity over excellence for way too long. That's absolutely not true. That's why all the best companies are here, all the best athletes, not all, but we have the majority. We lead the Olympics, we lead the world in companies, right? That's not mediocrity. So sorry, I had to interject that. That doesn't start in college, it starts young. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ, or the jock over the valedictorian. This isn't true either. We celebrate both in our society, right? Everybody's like, oh yeah, the prom queen, yeah, that's a big deal, you know. You have the dance, you have the event, but it's like, oh, this guy, he's really smart in math. So-and-so is really good at math. Everybody knows that person in high school or in college, and that person, they're not looked down upon. Or the jock or the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World, or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell, or Stefan over Steven Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. This is just nonsense. In fact, I know multiple sets of immigrant parents in the 90s who actively limited how much their kids could watch those TV shows precisely because they promoted mediocrity, and their kids went on to become wildly successful STEM graduates. Now, he didn't become a wildly successful STEM graduate. What he became was a wildly successful con man, as we know, with his company, which he just promoted that they were going to do something, and it never happened. And then he just basically did a pump and dump, grabbed the cash, and ran. More movies like Whiplash, fewer reruns of Friends, more math tutoring, fewer sleepovers, more weekend science competitions, fewer Saturday morning cartoons, more books, less TV, more creating, less chilling, more extracurriculars, less hanging out at the mall. Most normal American parents look skeptically at those kinds of parents. Most normal American kids view those kinds of kids with scorn. If you grew up aspiring to normalcy is what you will achieve. Now close your eyes and visualize which families you knew in the 90s or even now who raised their kids according to one model versus the other. Be brutally honest. Normalcy doesn't cut it in a hyper-competitive global market for technical talent. If we pretend like it does, we'll have our beeps handed to us by China. I don't know if I can swear. This could be our Sputnik moment. We awake from slumber, and before we can do it again, Trump's election hopefully marks the beginning of a new golden age in America, but only if our culture fully wakes up. A culture that once again prioritizes achievement over normalcy, excellence over mediocrity, nerdiness over conformity, hard work over laziness. Now, go back to the 50s, to MAGA time. That was peak prom queen, jock over nerd. Okay? That was the absolute peak of that thinking. Right? You go back to that era, and that's where they were always bullying those type of people. And that's what MAGA is about. So this is a direct shot at MAGA. He is saying that American culture, he's pretending, like our American culture, right? And he's acting like he did this other stuff. He didn't do this other stuff. He got everything handed to him in life. Okay? So I love this stuff when these guys write this, right? It's just hilarious, right? So he's taking a direct shot at MAGA. Now, let's be brutally honest. Is what he's saying totally bad? No, of course not. But this is part of American culture. We have those people. Okay, that's the beauty about America is we have all types of people. Okay? So for him to sit there and criticize our culture, it's absolutely nuts. He wouldn't have been over here if our culture was so bad. His parents wouldn't have aspired to come to America. Just like, my father's an immigrant too. All these immigrants come to America because we have the superior culture. And I don't want to say superior, okay, like that, because it's true that, a lot of people maybe that'll take that bad. Oh yeah. But you understand what I'm saying. If we had a poor culture, if we had a bad culture, people wouldn't want to come over here. Nikki Haley writes, there's nothing wrong with American workers or American culture. All you have to do is look at the border, see how many people want what we have. We should be investing and prioritizing Americans, not foreign workers. See, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, my dad came to America if America was such an awful place. Vivek Ramaswamy's parents wouldn't have came to America if America was such an awful place. Nikki Haley, I believe her grandparents or her parents came from India. They wouldn't have came to America if America was such an awful place. Okay? So for him to take this shot at America, this is absolutely nuts, right? And then Gavin Mario Wax, it's a MAGA bro. Tech bros allied with MAGA to defeat a Democrat party full of hubris and arrogance. Now those same tech bros are engaging in the same hubris and arrogance with their flippant, condescending, and elitist response to legitimate criticism of the H-1B1 program, politically inept. Absolutely correct, right? And so it's funny, I'm agreeing with the MAGA here. But this is right. He's 100% right here. So you have MAGA, right? And one of the things about MAGA is that they were left behind by the left. By the left elitist, okay? The elitists and the left forgot about the average American person, right? They're like, oh yeah, you're white and from middle America. You're a racist, a homophobe, all these things. They forgot about them. None of your concerns matter. Get on the program with us, otherwise you're all these ist, right? And now that's exactly what the tech bros are doing to MAGA from within the conservative party. And it's absolutely nuts, okay? And the best part about this is, guess who Donald Trump sided with? Of course, he sided with the tech bros. That is the best part. Trump screws over MAGA. He sells out to the highest bidder every single time without fail. He sent something to Elon that must have been meant to be a direct message, but he did it in public where it said, Elon, where have you been? We are looking forward to seeing you and X. You know, we're going to be hanging out with Bill Gates on New Year's Eve. It's like Bill Gates is like the Antichrist in MAGA philosophy. And here, you know, Trump's like, oh, yeah, I'm hanging out with Bill Gates now. Look at me. He's just so happy, you know. Sam Coulter, this is MAGA account. There were massive STEM layoffs this year and last year in the U.S. Over 50,000 workers out. Aren't they getting rehired? So with this H-1B visas, let's just be clear here. Let's be clear on what's going on. As always, the answer lies in the middle. So, and I know people hate this. They're like, oh, the middle, pick a side. The truth is the middle is usually the solution, right? So what you have is you have Elon and Vivek who are lying partially. They have a nugget of truth in what they're saying, but they're also lying. And they're saying, hey, we don't have the workers in America. It costs too much to train foreign American workers. We need unlimited H-1B1 visas. They want to bring over these Indians, right, to fulfill these roles. Well, there's a reason for that. I've worked in tech a long time. You see these Indians that come over on these visa, they'll tell you straight out that, you know, they do feel trapped. A lot of them will admit it. They're like, yeah, we have a great opportunity over here, but, you know, they are beholden to the employer, right? And they know that. Vivek has said this. He said that he wants employees that feel like at any time they can be deported, right? He wants that threat over their head. You can't do that to an American worker. You get this, you know, and I'm just, you know, here, MAGA, I'm going to throw a bone to you. You get this strong, smart MAGA guy, just out of military, smart tech guy, right? Is Elon Musk and Vivek really going to want to hire that guy? A guy that's going to look him in the face, tell him what he thinks. And not saying he's not a hard worker, but he's going to have an opinion, right? He's not going to be pushed under their thumb. They're not going to hire a guy like that. They want some scared person over here that's terrified they're going to get sent back to a developing country. Right? They want the poorest, most scared worker coming over from India who's like, oh, this opportunity, I can't lose this opportunity. I must do it. Who's going to accept more money, work twice as hard. That's who they want, okay, to hire. They want to bring them over unlimited. But then what's that do to that smart MAGA guy? Right? He's not going to have a job. Why isn't he going to have a job? Because he is an American and he has an opinion, okay? He has a stronger mind. He's not fearful of being shipped out, right? But what's going to happen to him once he can't find work, then all of a sudden he's going to have to succumb too. Okay. And the oligarchs are going to control everything. And they know this. They're smart. But they're framing it as we don't have enough workers. That's not true. Okay. But the other side isn't true. The MAGA side isn't true. You can't get rid of the program because simply put, there aren't enough American workers. That's true. Yes, there's 50,000 workers, but there's more than 50,000 jobs out there. Okay. For these types of positions. And so you do need some of these workers. Okay. Now, I'll be honest. I've been having a hard time getting back into tech, right? I keep being told I'm either overqualified or I'm underqualified. I can't find a role, right? So you could say, well, they're not truly hiring. They don't want to hire American workers. It's possible. I'm affected by this, but I do believe you can't cut off H-1B1 visas either, right? The balance is in the middle. Right now, we have a good system. We bring in just enough workers. But just for instance, Elon, he let go of 3,000 people, I think, at Tesla, and then he just got 3,000 H-1B1 workers in. So, of course, he's paying them less. That's what they want. They want it so that they can control people. They're trying to frame it in this way. But MAGA isn't right either. MAGA is like, we don't want any of them. No, we do need some of them. We absolutely do. And that's what makes America great, is that we pull these people over. So when Elon says this right here, he's actually correct, okay? This is a true statement. H-1B1, I call it H-1B1. The H-1B program has brought in a lot of great workers, and it shouldn't go away. Absolutely not. But it also should not be unlimited, because then it's just a way for him and the oligarchs to empower themselves to truly not need Americans at all, which is fine by them. Update. Free speech champion Elon Musk is now punishing Loomer for speaking out against him by restricting her account, removing her blue check mark, and limiting her post length. Now, everybody knows, all of you guys out there know this, right? You all know that President-elect Elon Musk, free speech absolutist, is going to ban you if you say anything contrarian to him. Everybody knows that's what a free speech absolutist does. So this isn't even news. This Like, why is this guy writing this? This is obvious. That is the first action when you call yourself, whenever anybody says, I'm a free speech absolutist, you know the first thing they're going to do is limit free speech at every single chance they get. That's exactly what they do. That's right out of the Trump playbook. I mean, give me a break. Laura Loomer, is Doge a way to cut spending or redirect the spending towards a pet project of tech bro billionaires? It's looking like Oh, really? Really? Hey, let's convince the peasants that we're saving the money as we enrich ourselves. And when they find out, speak out, we will have the Indian mods ban them. This is actually a hilarious statement. I don't know why I like this statement so much, but this is kind of in my head, like what they're doing. This is what like Vivek and Elon are doing. You know, Vivek and Elon do not give a hoot. Okay, so here, I'm going to wrap this up right now. Why does this bother me so much? What is the reason this bugs me? The reason this bugs me is because I want to call MAGA stupid. I want to tell MAGA to go F themselves in the face. Okay? You have these people, MAGA, right? Who are they're mostly small town middle American people. Okay? Undereducated, usually, not always, but the large portion MAGA. So I'm saying this, I'm not saying every MAGA, but the large portion, lower middle class income, right? So think of a lot of like where I grew up in Toma, a lot of the white trash people, they're all die-hard MAGA, okay? They simply are. They simply are. And if you go across America, that is his base. That is the hardest base that he has. Not saying there aren't other people along with them, that, you know, from other things, but I'm saying that is a big core part. They're middle class, the lower middle class. They're typically small town American, right? A lot of them are white, not all of them. You have a lot of people in situations that are colored that are like, hey, we're for Trump also, okay? And the thing is Elon is telling them to their face how effing stupid they are. He's spitting in their faces. Okay? And I want to be the guy to do that. And no, I don't. I'm going to tell you the truth now. I don't want to be the guy to do that. There's a part of me that does, but that guy in me, I don't like that part of me. Okay? So I had a MAGA-ite come onto my page and he's like, oh, you're trying to sow division, MAGA, blah, blah, Elon Musk, you know, just liberal snowflake. And then he deleted his comment. And by him deleting his comment, I was kind of like, before he deleted it, I checked his page out on YouTube. And this is public. I'm going to share it. But then he deleted his comment and I thought, you know what? He actually had a reflection. I'm going to show you this. We are a funny family. This was his page. He had commented on my page, you know, just kind of the liberal snowflake, MAGA and Musk, you know. Look at this guy, right? Picture, wife, baby. This is, you know, in my head, what I think of as the like prototypical American family, right? And I don't want to sit here on this page for too long. The videos, you know, they're nothing interesting. I didn't watch any of them because I don't want to, you know, I don't know them. I don't want to feel kind of weird. I just looked up his page, but when I saw that, that reminded me of why I don't want to tell these people to go F themselves in their face. Why I don't, you know, want to call these people stupid. Okay? Because they are fathers, they are firefighters, they are policemen, they're farm workers. A lot of them are very hardworking people. A lot of them are in retail, right? They don't have the best skills. You know, they're good dads. They're trying their best to be a good father. They're trying their best to raise their kids, right? But they have issues. And they're being misled by con men. Okay? And now you have the biggest con man of all. President-elect Elon Musk, okay? And I mean, I was wrong. I thought Trump was the biggest con man of all. But Elon has his hand up Trump's rear and he's manipulating him like a puppet. And I should have seen this. I honestly should have seen this. I don't know how, like, Trump's always surprised me, but then I gave him too much credit. And I should have seen this, right? And Elon isn't going to care about these people. Elon has it figured out. He really does have it figured out. He has, I'm always like, oh, Trump, you know, he has fascist qualities. Of course he does. But I don't think he'd be smart enough, because I don't think he really cares about ruling. When you see him, how happy he is to be with Mark Zuckerberg, how happy he is to be with Bill Gates, what he really wants is just adoration. But Elon wants absolute power. And he knows how to get there. And he's not going to let these people stand in his way. He's not going to let the MAGAites stand in his way. Okay? He knows that he controls them. He knows that these are simplistic people. So when I'm saying he's arguing with MAGA in here, remember, he's not arguing with MAGA directly. Because unfortunately, when I say this, I'm trying to say this the best way. MAGA isn't the most educated of people. They're not going to hear you. Their brains, they're very tribalistic. So once they get in a tribe, they shut everything down. They shut everything else down. Okay? So even though you have Laura Loomer and these other MAGAites who are the speaking heads of it, they're the speaking heads of MAGA, but they don't control MAGA. Okay? MAGA is controlled by Trump. Trump is their lord. And now Elon controls Trump. And so that's why he's able to say to him, Elon can look MAGA directly in the eye, tell him in Vivek, they can say, your culture sucks, right? You're stupid. Go F yourself in the face. And MAGA will say, give me more as long as you believe in Trump. And they'll say, yep, we believe in Trump. And they'll say, give me more, give me more, give me more. Take my money. Take everything away from me. I don't care. Do whatever you want to me. It doesn't matter. That's where MAGA's at. And that's what bothers me the most. Because there honestly is a part of me that's like, boy, I wish I could tell those people that. But I can't. I don't know what it is. I feel bad, because if I said that to people, if I said MAGA, you're effing stupid. Go F yourselves in the face, right? Just like he did. Just like Elon did. Or if I was like autism capital, oh yeah, you guys are too stupid for these jobs. And not even use that, use a worse word, right? Just tell MAGA outright. I would feel bad. Why would I feel bad? Because of guys like that account I showed you. I grew up around guys like that. Now I know a lot of you are going to say you're having sympathy for MAGA, a lot of liberals, right? Because a lot of liberals are loving this. They're just laughing their butts off at this, right? But I don't think it's that funny, okay? I grew up around a lot of these guys. Yeah, MAGA attracts a lot of racists. Yeah, MAGA attracts a lot of fascists. But that's not everybody in MAGA. Just because you're in MAGA, right? Just because you're a white middle-class guy in MAGA, or a white lower-income guy in MAGA, doesn't automatically mean you're a racist, okay? It doesn't automatically mean you're a homophobe, right? And a lot of these guys, they're struggling. And they're out there and they're trying to make the best of the American dream, which is getting harder and harder to get. And they don't see any way out. And this orange con man came, right? And all their life they had been programmed with negativity. And he came across and he gave them an outlet. Libs, own the libs, all on the libs, right? Simple phrases, and he caught their attention. Very tribalistic, and now they worship him. And Elon Musk, just 8 months ago, the light bulb went off in his head. You see, because his ego was so big, he had to look at Trump and say, this guy is a complete fool. This guy's a complete moron, right? He couldn't have liked that. That's why he would back somebody like DeSantis. DeSantis is intelligent. And you know that Elon, even though he's a fascist, he has that kind of respect for that type of stuff. So does Vivek. Because they're elitists. They think they're smarter than everybody else. So when they find somebody else smart, they're like, oh, hey, you're kind of like us a little. But then Elon realized something. He said, hey, wait a second. Maybe because I'm part of Autism Capital, I don't know how to connect with these American people. I don't understand them. But this guy, Trump, does. And I don't have to win over those people. I can't win them over. It's impossible. They're stuck to him. But what I can do is I can manipulate that old fool. And he went and did it. So it went from a guy, Trump, where he said Elon will be begging and on his knees, to now he's like, Elon, where are you? Where's X? Right? Elon's renting a $2,000 a night cabin at Mar-a-Lago. Right? And so you got to think, for Elon, all he has to do is just basically pander to Trump. That's all he has to do. That's it. And he has unlimited power because Trump doesn't care about the rest. Trump doesn't care about anything else. He just wants the richest people around him pandering to him, telling him how great he is. That's it. And Elon's finally checked his ego enough to realize this is one battle I can't win. I'm never going to win those people over. But I don't have to. I can tell those people my contempt for them. I can show them that I don't give a hoot about them. I'm not hiring those people. I'm going to bring in all the immigrants I can. I'm going to bring in an entire slave class and turn those people impoverished so they can be my slave class. And all I got to do for that is I just got to kiss the rear of this orange baboon. But while I'm kissing his rear, I'm going to put my hand up his rear and I'm going to manipulate him like a puppet. And unbelievably, Trump's responding. All of a sudden, Trump's like, I have tons of H-1B visas on my property. No, you don't. Okay, you have the other type of visa. Okay, H-1B visas are tech workers. You don't have that at Mar-a-Lago. You have those other kind of workers. I forget what they call it. The ones that you want to get rid of. You have them. You don't have the H-1Bs. The H-1Bs are for tech companies, for highly skilled jobs, doctors, lawyers, etc. Not for serving people at Mar-a-Lago. So that's my biggest issue. There is a part of me that really would love to say this kind of stuff, right? I mean this. Look at Loomer. She's having a moment here, right? She's like, hey, I'm the speaking voice for MAGA. This guy's coming along and he's pretending he is, right? Look at this. And those contemptible fools must be removed from the Republican Party, root and stem. Who's he talking about here? He's talking about MAGA. He's talking about people who don't think we should bring in unlimited immigrants. That's MAGA. He actually called them racist too. Right-wing accounts are now accusing Elon of censoring them. Of course. Anybody, listen, if you're a young guy out there, I'm going to give you the first rule. Anytime anyone says, I am the leader in something, and they say it and they boast about it, you know that they are the complete effing opposite of it. Okay? So when Apple says to you, Apple's the leader in security and privacy, then you know Apple's lying. They are lying to you. Okay? When someone says, I am a free speech absolutist, you know they're lying. That's the first flag in life that you realize as you get older, if you have a brain. Okay? Why? Because these companies know that the sheeple, all they have to do is tell them that and they believe it. They don't actually have to do it. They just tell them that. Apple, we're the most private company ever, except for that we track every single thing you do, every single app you open. We send the developer certificates up and log it. And we take all your data and we sell it to advertisers because we don't want somebody else to sell it. We're secure about it, except for not. We sell it all. Right? Elon, I'm a free speech absolutist, except for I shut down anybody who tracks anything about me, says anything negative against me, has any thought contrarian to me. This is not a MAGA account. This is Republicans against Trump, but they're quoting something. MAGA, just finding out that Doge is never about government efficiency. Instead of as a tool for Elon Musk to push for deregulation, shut down criminal investigations as companies to make it easier for him to expand his businesses into China. Of course. Of course. Elon said it. He said it. He said the quiet part out loud. He said, if the Democrats get elected, I'm going to prison. He wasn't joking. He had so many investigations into him. The guy has been skirting the law for so long. Okay? Yeah, I mean, Elizabeth Theranos went to prison for less than what Elon did. The guy from Nikola, is that with the truck? I forget his name. The fake truck. I mean, Elon does this stuff all the time. Oh, hey, here's Optimus, guy in a suit, right? Full self-driving coming next year. He does this stuff all the time. He knew how many investigations were into him and that he had to get rid of him. And he saw Trump and he realized, ding, ding, I can control this puppet. I don't have to be strings from above. All I got to do is go behind, kiss the butt, put my hand up there while I'm back there. And he did it. Kudos to him. I mean, brilliant. Sad to see Elon Musk is now referring to MAGA as contemptible fools. The deplorables, listless vessels, garbage, and now contemptible fools. The Trump base is being replaced by big tech executives. So sad to see real Donald Trump. I feel so sad for MAGA. Laura, your crying is not going to work. Donald Trump doesn't care about you. Donald Trump wants to be pandered to by the richest, most powerful people out there. And now he has every single one of them. He doesn't care about MAGA at all. Okay? I didn't think the effort, this is not a MAGA account. I didn't think the F around find out would start this early. Today was the day we found out who's getting rich by screwing over an American worker. Obviously, this is a MAGA account, really. David Sachs trying to chime in. I agree, there's a contradiction. He's talking about the appointment of Krishnan to AI executive. You'll be happy to know that no one on the AI team will be working on immigration policy, so their views on green cards are irrelevant. This is Krishnan. So Krishnan is and he's all for all these H1 visas, H1B visas, unlimited. I think we can also agree that even before discussing legal immigration, we completely sealed the border and stopped migrant crime like the insane New York subway. So he's trying to be like, Elon, you freaking idiot. You can't tell these morons to go F themselves in the face. You can't tell these morons how stupid they are. You got to throw them a peanut. So he's throwing a peanut right here, right? Throwing 2 peanuts. Hey, Krishnan is going to control this. And hey, remember the migrants, the other migrants, the migrants you don't like? Okay. But David Sachs is an idiot. Okay. David Sachs is not Elon Musk. Elon Musk has it figured out. He knows he can say whatever he wants to MAGA, and MAGA has zero power. Okay. So again, I'm not going to go back to that account, but I would love to say this to MAGA. I'd like to go tell this to my friends who are MAGA when they sit there and they fly their Trump flags on their trucks, on their, and they put up next to their American flag. Some of them have taken down their American flag and they've put up a Trump flag. And I'd like to say, take a step back and go F yourselves in the face, but I can't. Because these are good, hardworking people, a lot of them, okay? And I just feel they've been duped. They were forgotten about, and they were duped by a carnival barker. And now the carnival barker's been duped by a very sophisticated con man. The one thing about Elon Musk is intelligent. He's not an engineer, he's not a scientist, but he is intelligent. Probably, could be one of the greatest con men we've ever seen. So that's where I'm at with MAGA. That's how I truly feel about this. This brings out a lot of emotion in me both ways. Part of me that's like, I see Elon doing this and I'm actually kind of jealous. I'm like, man, I wish I could do this. But then there's part of me that's like, no, I can't. Don't wish that, because I know these people. I grew up around these people. These aren't bad people. Okay? Not all of them. I know there's a lot of people in MAGA. Okay, so if you're on the left here, I'm going to just let me preface. I know there are a lot of racists in MAGA. I know that there are a lot of homophobes in MAGA. Okay, it attracts a lot of nationalism, a lot of people like that. But you just can't make blanket statements. Not everybody in MAGA is like that. That's not true. Okay? That's if you grow up where I live, in the Midwest, there are a lot of these people, right, that are conservative, and these are good, hardworking, very moral people, and they're very accepting, okay, of other people. But they've just been programmed, or they've been forgotten about. They're tribalistic, whatever it is, and now they're pulled into a cult, and they don't know how to get out, or maybe they don't want to get out. It doesn't matter to them. Okay. So, anyways, that's where I'm at. That's my opinion on the whole thing. Let me know what you think.